That's how this is going.
I just wanted to see them.
Let's go ahead and call this regularly scheduled meeting of the Commissioners Court to order. It's 22nd day of July, 8:30 a.m. We do have a quorum present. If we can, let's go ahead and have a prayer.
Heavenly Father, thank you for your love, your grace, your mercy, and the sacrifice of your Son for our sins. Lord, watch over us as we deliberate today. Help us to keep the wants and needs and desires of the citizens of Hill County in our hearts and in our minds in our deliberations. Lord, we love you. We give you all the glory. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag, and liberty to city, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
All right. How's it going this morning? Commissioner, how are you?
Well, I'm good. We finally got we got a road survey done yesterday and got the map of the project for on 1240 done and started milling this morning. Got a few disgruntled citizens about the closing of the road, but that'll just have to run its course. Now, well, the road will be closed from 9:33 to 12:48 periodically until we're done. Plan is from 7 a.m. to 6:30, then open it back up in the evening. The only exception will be the people that live along the route between 9:33 and 12:48 and emergencies. So we've got we're running traffic control on that, and everything seems to be going good. Fingers crossed, we'll have this done before the road naming ceremony on the 4th of August for Wildcat Way, and then we'll have the road for sure completed before school starts. I may need some help from the deputies if that gets out of control. I may give the sheriff a call if that happens. Other than that, we're Blaine Road's trying to patch up all the problems that we had from the rain week before last, which were extensive. Doing damage assessments on that to see if we may qualify for a disaster. We had 10 miles of road completely wiped out about 8 months ago. I mean, it happened to everybody, I'm sure. But we were particularly hard hit. That's where we're at.
I had one call day before yesterday. A lady couldn't get home because of barricades. I gave you your number.
Thank you.
So she could get home and she was worried about it. But she lives right off Bethlehem Cemetery. But
Yeah, she called the city hall there in Whitney and got a call from them.
anyway, I said, we'll get you home. We'll get you home. But same thing, we're still patching roads and trying to shred some roads in between when we can, and trying to patching some potholes. But I explained, I've got about 80 miles of chip seal road now and 5 employees, and around 300 miles. It's kind of hard to break them loose to take care of my other roads, take care of potholes. But that's usually what Friday is planned for. They don't like it, but they go do it.
Same thing, just playing catch up and started a project yesterday, interlocal agreement we entered into with Penelope last year to do their road going to their school. Not a big project as Mr. Holcomb's is, but we're gonna hit it and prepare the surface for them, and then they're gonna come in and chip seal it, so. Other than that, just fix some potholes and cut the sea cane back out of the way around the bridges and that kind of thing. That it.
Mister?
No, we're not getting much done. We've got 2 guys on vacation and 2 out of the 5 doesn't give you a lot of room. And 2 of those guys are the blade drivers, so. One blade and all the roads we got doesn't really go very far, but it'll do a few, so anyway, that's what we're doing.
Philip?
Good, Judge. We've got everybody back from vacation finally, so we're fully staffed again. Still trying to track down the MDTs for the constables that we ordered. Somehow they got returned to Cinder, they're back in Memphis, Tennessee. So trying to get those here to get those guys upgraded. Other than that, this week, I know this Thursday afternoon, Friday morning, we're gonna be helping out the treasurer's office, getting some new forms. We're gonna break down anything, put it all back together the next day. So it's kind of what we got going on right now.
Awesome. Ms. Painter? You're awesome.
She's always good.
Always awesome.
Awesome. JP? Oh, look at these. Oh, you're looking at me? Yes, sir.
I have nothing.
Oh, good. Sure.
Things are going good, Judge. It may count about 165-ish. Day to day. We are doing the best we can where we have some. No issues as far as anything else.
Good. What's it?
Just twiddling my thumb.
Yes, oh yeah, I bet. Just bored, huh? I bet. Miss Rachel?
As Philip said, you're doing floors in my office, we will close it 4 on Thursday and I might close it already on Friday. Other than that, business as well.
Judge?
Oh, for the first time in 19 years, I'm not sitting at that table, but things are going really well for me. Things are moving well. We've got a suppression hearing this morning. It's probably gonna go along into my time that was scheduled for budget, and I was just here this morning, and if you guys get an opportunity before 9 o'clock to know if you had any questions about any requests or explain this to you, but otherwise, things are going quite well.
Scotty said they're doing the same for you and for us.
Yep.
That sounds to some budget, and I appreciate it.
You will finally get the opportunity.
Yeah, she's gonna be closed this Friday. This week.
This week, okay.
This
Man, this,
Yeah.
okay, treasurer will be closed this week, not next.
Everything's going well in court. We've moved through a couple of bigger civil dockets we had. Keeping up with the jail administration and keeping up with the warrants that are coming in, getting those moved out, so. Law enforcement can act on them, but other than that, no shame won't.
Hey, Trent?
Trying to get as much done as I can before I go on vacation this week.
Like. All right, well. We'll go ahead and move on to open forum at this time. Do we have anybody on open forum? I know we do have one online. Is that correct? Do we know who? Who it is? If you're online and you can hear me and you're here for open forum, you can unmute. There we go.
Can you hear me?
Could you introduce yourself for the court, please?
Hi, good morning, members of the board. My name is Denise Zamora. I live outside of Whitney city limits. I'm here today, folks, since you guys are focused on the taxpayers' money. I'm the founder of Pause Place Rescue, and owner of the BioCo, a certified biohazard and crime scene cleanup company here serving Hill County. Since today's meeting's focus on the taxpayer money, I want to be clear. I no longer support taxpayer funding for a city-run shelter in Whitney. I've seen firsthand how poorly managed shelters can fail the animals and the public. If tax dollars are to be spent they should go directly to a real solution, one that addresses the root of the crisis, not just a building. The problem? Whitney residents and ranchers are left to deal with dumped and stray animals that are often sick, injured, or carrying diseases. These animals defecate and die in drainage ditches, on roadsides, and near waterways, contaminating our water tables, lakes, and ponds, places where children play and livestock drink. Zoonotic diseases, illnesses that spread from animals to humans pose a significant threat. Strays can transmit parvo, rabies, parasites, and other pathogens to our pets, cattle, and working dogs. A single diseased animal can contaminate a water source, killing livestock and creating devastating economic losses for ranchers. Without a proper system, frustrated property owners are resorting to poisoning, shooting, or otherwise disposing of animals, leading to threats of violence between neighbors. My solution, rather than throwing tax dollars at a shelter, I propose contracting with vetted local rescues and professionals like myself who already have the protocols, expertise, and community support in place. This would be far more cost-effective than building and staffing a city shelter. Through public-private partnerships, we could create a county-managed hotline for stray and dumped animals, partnerships with rescues that can triage and rehome animals responsibly, community education and prevention programs, including spay and neuter assistance, biohazard and public health management to safely handle diseased and deceased animals, preventing contamination of water and soil. I'm offering my experience from both animal rescue and biohazard cleanup to ensure that public health, livestock safety, and taxpayer dollars are all protected. And before I end this, myself and the community members of Whitney will start working on the solution tomorrow at 7 p.m. at a brainstorm meeting if y'all want to come. This crisis is not going away. We must choose a real solution over a costly and effective shelter. Thank you, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, ma'am. You did mention a 7 p.m. meeting. Where would that be at?
It is at a local resident's home. I would say you have my number. You can give me a call and I can give you the address. I'm not sure if she wants it all public.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for your comments, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else here for open forum? Ms. Teal, come on up. Want to introduce yourself to the board again?
You got it. Amy Teal, I'm in Whitney. And after listening to yesterday's discussion, I wanted to reiterate a few things. I know with roads, I mean, I block walked for city council. I get it. Everybody's got what they want to get done. But every time people were asking me about the state of the roads or whining about a pothole or something, my job was to point to the more immediate health hazards that we're dealing with in Whitney before we work on dealing with potholes when it comes to spending people's money. And I was listening yesterday. I mean, we're working on this road by the school, but we've got roads that are literally flooding around the county. Flooding, which makes, even getting emergency vehicles through it impossible. And those become a matter of actual life, liberty, and property when people are flooded and we can't get an ambulance or a fire truck to another location. I know we talked about the extra pool of money that you were talking about using. At this point, I would suggest just giving it back to the people. If it's not going to be directed to a specific high priority spot in the county, then give it back to the people and let them handle their own issues locally. Salaries, I'm still looking at this. I actually looked up the demographic studies. The household salary for Hill County as of 2023 was $63,000. That's household salary, not individual salaries. So as we're looking at salaries for public servants, I would really like for us to take into account what the average resident is making. The average residents don't get cost of living adjustments. They don't get automatic pay raises every year. And they absolutely cannot just take the money from their neighbor if their bills aren't being met. And when you're dealing with a government entity, I know you guys have a lot of other legal powers for getting revenue. But the impact of that becomes pretty evident at the local level when we're dealing with how many foreclosures we're seeing on the bulletin board outside, how many people are getting evicted, how many people can't pay the rent, how many people are losing their water and electricity because they just can't pay those bills. It might only be $20 or $200 of their county taxes that you guys get to use, but that's $20 to $200 that is vital to a lot of residents in the county. And so on that, I'm going to again plead for reducing the budget as much as possible so taxes and tax bills can go down. And to reiterate what Denise was talking about, yeah, animal control is a big deal. It's a big heartstring tugging thing. And I agree with Denise that we probably don't need a taxpayer funded solution, but the county level is a really good opportunity to help collaborate and set up some structures, some structure scaffolding, if you will, of how local organizations can collaborate and try to find voluntary solutions. I would actually ask that you consider, is there like a countywide animal advisory board where people can come and talk about the county level animal problems and things that the county can do as far as education and awareness? That's the kind of thing that would be good to have, that we could send people to if they have complaints about animals. It really is kind of a countywide problem. Animals roam a long way. But other than that, I think that's it from me.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, we're gonna move on to the consent agenda. Action on minutes, invoices, payroll, monthly report for revenue and disbursement, and observe and for reporting the elected officials training certificate.
Motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried.
We did not.
So moving on to number one, discussion interaction, employee wages or status changes. We have no action to take on that because we didn't have any. Number two is also discussion interaction on budget amendments. No action to take on that. So number three is observe annual report of March 31st, 2025 budget report.
I just put this together for historical purposes. We had hoped to get the June 1 report, but we didn't have some of our June revenues posted, so that'll be forthcoming. But this is just a quick run through of what the budget looked like at halfway through the year. If you go to page 3, it kind of gives you your revenue budget, how much we had received through March 31st and through March 31st of the prior year, and the same information there for expenditures. So through March 31st, our revenues were 24,274,180 of our funds that we put forward in the recapitulation, and expenditures at that time were 14,473,471, which of course our tax revenue comes in, December, January, and then we start spending it through the rest of the year. So we looked like we were on track, and gave you our revenues and a short summary of what I usually do, just the general fund departments of what their budget was and where they were year to date. approximately 50% is where you would expect the expenditures to be, so. And it's just really information. I hope to bring you the June one, but I try to do these every quarter, so. If you look through it and have some questions, well, let me know.
All right. So do I have a motion to observe annual
Make a
report?
motion approved.
Motion and a second, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. All opposed? All right, now approval or observe annual record June's budget report. I'm assuming it's the same just for June, is that correct?
Oh, it's forthcoming. We didn't.
Oh, you didn't get, I'm
we
sorry.
didn't
So
have
no
our
action.
figures yet.
Yes, ma'am.
Bring that to the future date.
Number 5, observe annual record Hill County CPS treasurer's report, June 2025. We have a treasurer's report brought to us by the Hill County CPS board. You are able to review this. Everything looks pretty good. Second motion.
Second.
In a second, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Okay. Number 6, discuss interaction on employment status for CCL visiting judges. Who wants to address this? Student advocate.
I put this together for y'all. This is just a clarification, which I described in the briefing. Sometime, I'm going to say prior to 2010, we paid contract labor to everyone. And then we started getting training that no court reporters and visiting court at law judges. The district judges that visit are paid by the state. So this topic is only for the ones who fill in for the court at law, which honestly has not been very much at all. But anyway, we started paying them as employees as directed by our IRS training conferences. Then in 2018, I guess Williamson County didn't follow suit with that, and they were paying everyone 1099s. And so they fought their suit and won a decision that said, no, you can pay contract labor to visiting judges and court reporters. Well, I don't know, in talking with a visiting judge, they said, well, you know, you have to take into consideration, these are retired people and they get a 1099. So when you get a 1099, do y'all file a 1099 on your taxes? You might, but you have to file income taxes on that, pay self-employment tax, and all to do this, you know, to assist us when we're needing assistance in the court at the court level. So I thought that we should take a more conservative approach and go back to paying the visiting judge as an employee, as the IRS describes a public official, an officer, employee, or elected official of government as an employee for income tax withholding purposes, and defines the public official and public officer to mean anyone who exercises significant authority pursuant to public laws. So I don't know what more a district judge does than that, or someone that's sitting in at the court at law level, which ours.
You're not directing his activities. Just like the court reporter, you're not directing their activities, they're doing their job.
They come here to our facility, use our microphone, and, you know, go through the thing. Where I didn't want to bring the court reporter back to it. The court reporters are kind of a different issue. They get paid for their transcripts. They already get 1099s for those. And they want to be 1099 employees so that they can write off their expenses. They're in a whole different
You had
ballgame.
judges approach you and ask to change this.
Yes. Yes, I
Well, you
have
still have to make over a certain amount for that, don't you?
$600,
I know, yeah.
right? Point that was taken was that perhaps, you know, you don't want to fall that way on your income tax. You might be limiting yourself to some officials that could serve us very well, you know, by paying them as a contractor. The employee status is just a more conservative approach. For a day's pay, that's $28. We've paid no visiting court at law judges this year. You know, I just think the goodwill and having the broad spectrum of people to reach out to, you know, that should be a consideration.
What's the quantum in the visiting judges? Do you have an idea? I mean, you know, how many judges visit?
Last year, we paid $1,000, I think 1,070. Like this year, we paid $0. It's only for the court at law.
So what does that create on our end from an administrative standpoint?
They're just gonna be a W-2 like you and me.
Don't you have to withhold taxes and pay those in?
It'd be just a W-2.
Yeah, it's just like, I mean, it's nothing extra. We do that for 200 people. So
I think that it's kind of important, or the thing that I'm looking at is the IRS code that defines what that public official, public officer is. Anyone who exercises significant authority pursuant to public laws. Judge.
I think there's a couple of things about the request I was brought in on this over the weekend. Number one, the district court, as Susan stated, you guys don't pay for that. State of Texas pays for that. And while I'm not required to, what I do is I take many cases out of the county court of law that they would be conflicted so that the county doesn't have to pay for that. I can take it. But you guys know it's a small county. We've all met, we've all bumped into each other in Walmart. And sometimes there's times where a case signed in the county court of law, I'm conflicted too because of previous service, whatever it may be. The other issue that we're not talking about yet comes down to a very ugly incident that happened in Hill County last year. And that was a contractor employee was assaulted in our courthouse and sustained serious bodily injury, damage, lost an eye, and thing. That being said, we had issues because of the classification of that individual as a contractor, were they a public server or not. And it became very difficult to hold particular defendant accountable because of that classification. I would posit to you, while there's no additional work from what I've heard from Mrs. Swilling, to simply classify these visiting judges a few times you need them, like you heard last year, $1,000 for the whole year.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, if you classify them as employees, that helps us clarify one issue. If there's unfortunately ever another ugly incident like that, I think it'll be easier going forward with our insurance company to go, hey, this was an employee that was harmed on company time. So that's sensible deal.
Thank you.
that's just my recommendation.
I don't have a problem with being W-2. I mean, it does make it, I think it makes it easier for them to file the taxes. I have to deal with a 1099. The person who's requesting this has served the county in a distinguished manner and I think deserves an accommodation if that's his request.
We've got a motion approving adopting the IRS employee status for Commissioner Court. Second, the laws and judges. So I've got a motion, a second, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Yeah.
Opposed? Carried. Number 7, observing or report fiscal year 26-27 Hill County Community Service Corrections Department budget. We got this budget from CSCD and it was labeled 26-27. I'm thinking that might have been an error. In CSCD, this is what he did turn into the state as well. We're only required to observe and record this document, so I don't think it's going to affect us at all. But we might. call
It
it
should be a 2-year budget.
Maybe a 2-year budget.
2 year
Two-year.
preliminary, we won't hold a hearing on it until in August,
Okay.
later to approve that budget. But yes, sir, you are 100% correct. Once we approve that budget, it's simple, observe and record. But that is for the biennium, how their budget's set up. The
Gotcha.
CSDD is such a weird operation, not quite state, not quite county.
So. Approve or record, observe and record.
Make a motion to reserve and record.
You got a motion. Second, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Yeah.
Opposed? Carries. Alright, next observe and record our Prairie Lands Groundwater Conservation District fiscal year 24 annual report. This came in a little while ago. Mr. Judge. They're required to give us this report to observe and record every year.
Make a motion.
Motion and a second, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Carries. So discussion and or action on agreement between Hill County, Texas and Schoenberg and Polk Inc. for professional services. This is number 9 on the agenda. This is going to be a contract in reference to the generator that we are doing. Sergeant Jackson, do you have anything to input on this? I know it's a requirement.
It's just a requirement, we anticipate using them, we have to have an engineer on file for the hazard mitigation grant. So if FEMA comes back and says, it's just generator spec, then that's the engineer to come back and say, yes, no, we know. But as of right now, the state is saying they don't need to.
Awesome.
I reviewed it, and they did they make a couple of changes for us? They complied with their request, yeah.
So that was reviewed. Yes. Reviewed by our council. Motion approved. I have a motion. And a second, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. All opposed, motion carries. Discussing and action on the interlocal agreement between the Regional Public Defender's Office, Local Government Corporation in Hill County, Texas. This is with the RTS workstations.
Oh, that's me.
Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped number 10.
Oh.
My bad. Approval of RTS workstation leasing between DPS and Hill County.
Right now we have one workstation leased. I'm sorry, we really did one here.
That's okay.
Anyway, and they give us 5. We have one leased. And then we're wanting another one. I think it's 350. I don't remember. 359? Yeah.
359.
Actually, they gave us 6. And then we leased 1, sorry. But this would be for Liz's desk. She's the only one that doesn't have, besides myself, that doesn't have an RTS workstation. And the beginning of July 1st, all dealers have to use WebDealer now. Yeah, like it's mandated, can't get around. So that's that much more that we have to end up doing. So, and for $359, and at the end of September, they will check our September. They'll check our numbers and see if we can actually qualify for it to be free, but I won't know until then.
So it's $359 a year.
A whole year.
A whole year.
Yeah.
I have a motion. Do I have a second? Any
Thank God.
discussion? All in favor, say aye. All opposed?
Thank you.
All right, now. Discuss interaction on interlocal agreement between Regional Public Defender's Office, Local Government Corporation, Hill County, Texas. Mr. Holmes, did you review this interlocal agreement?
Is that for?
Yes.
Very glad that gets.
Yes.
Wait then.
We've done it. for years and, capital punishment case, if we have one, and we do have a pro penalty DA, I believe. They'll cost more than $1 million, so this is kind of an insurance policy that was. I think we should be looking at.
Make a motion.
Motion and a second, discussion. All in favor?
13,000 a year.
Well.
12,395.
12,395. Got a motion and a second, any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
One more small one about that is, a defense attorney has to be certified in the state to try to help the punishment case. And they are few and far between these stars, so. We do have them, we'll likely to bring somebody in certified, yes.
All right, number 12, discuss interaction on mutual aid agreement between Hill County and Hillsborough ISD. I believe Sheriff, is this the school safety? What number is it?
2018.
Oh, no, this is not, this is between us two, so they can use the Hill County exhibits building alcohol.
Motion.
We have a motion,
Yeah.
second, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Discuss our other action to purchase various needed equipment for Hill County Sheriff's Office over $5,000.
Yeah, Judge, that's basically the item that were discussed in the last board, security equipment and bulletproof vests. Rifles, flashlights, breaching tools. The property room audit, everything has already been separated, POs have been issued, just, guess there was some sort of miscommunication. Or maybe I misunderstood, but we went ahead and ordered several of those items, so. Just asking, you already were aware of that money that was transferred over for those items, the board was aware. Just asking that you go ahead and bless that so that they can be official,
So
Was this in your budget?
was given.
Oh, it's
to
not.
us.
Amendment for
We
it
moved it.
last court.
last court, we moved it, there was the funds from the district clerk that were collected, that were unbudgeted.
Correct.
And then there was the funds from our VSO that were misallocated to, and they were not gonna be utilized. So those two funds went.
Covered that.
Correct. So it was wasn't any extra money, it was just money that was not allocated to any particular spot.
It really helped out with the.
They got a lot done with that. Actually, so.
Motion.
Motion and a second. Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Yeah.
Opposed? Number 14, discuss interaction regarding the purchase and installation of flooring for the treasurer's office from A Sanchez Remodeling in the amount of $7,488. This is from me, we had some repairs that needed to be done in the treasurer's office. We already got the drywall done, it was fairly inexpensive to patch some of the water damage from past issues we've had in the courthouse. This is kind of building on that. It is over the $5,000 limit, so I brought it to court to get it approved for her floors to be redone. We're gonna lay down some vinyl over top, so we're not getting rid of her floors. They'll still be there if anybody ever 100 years from now wants to refinish them. But I can't find a guy that will refinish them for any very near reason. So this is the next option. So
Make motion complete.
motion was second. Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Discuss interaction on participating in the new national opioid settlement. Mr. Holmes? There it is. Yes, sir.
No, this is, we received this,
Please.
yeah, I would recommend to the court that we participate in all these opioid settlements. This is adding manufacturers Alvogen, Amneal, Apotex, Hikma, Indivior, Mylan Sun, and Zydus. The manufacturers are certain opioid drugs that have reached settlements with the state, and this is for us to participate in those settlements.
I've motion.
So a motion and a second, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries.
We'll need to defend that.
Yes. Number 16, discuss interaction on Hill County purchasing and department. The department policies and procedures. Commissioner?
That seems to be confusing for a lot of people. I thought we eliminated the commissioners from there, but the sheriff seems to have trouble with it. And I'm assuming you will if you have something major going the courthouse, if your heating system dies down there. That costs more than $5,000 to fix it. And I don't think the people stay in the courthouse for 4 or 5 weeks till you get an estimate, get it approved and get it fixed. So I think the whole policy needs to just be trashed and reborn. That's my recommendation.
Okay, there's quite a few grants that hinge off of this. So I think that might take some more discussion, maybe a workshop before we completely just got rid of it altogether, in my opinion. I do know, I was speaking with Judge Lewis because he's done this for a bit longer than I have. And he did advise me that there were quite a few grants that are based on us having this policy and procedure in place.
Yeah, we have to have this in place to get certain grants.
Right. Now, can you modify it? Maybe so.
That's what, can we raise the limit to $5,000?
I believe it's modifiable. I just don't think we need to just
Okay.
scrap it.
Well, I just know it's confusing and I thought the commissioners were left out. But
We were on 1.4.
Well, I ran across this past week that we weren't like that, so.
If it's in your budget,
I know it's there, but certain people do not read it that way.
well, it says it right there.
Well, under 3.1, it says no service or item to be paid for without sufficient funds available in the applicable major category budget. Now, what does that mean? I don't know. I didn't write this. We probably just need to have a workshop on it.
I'd
Get
like
it down to a usable form for
I'd like to sit down and discuss it. I do agree with Commissioner in the fact that it's not well understood. Now, whose fault was that? I don't know. That's, yeah, it depends on if we read it and gave it the due diligence it deserves, but obviously it's something we need to talk about because it's been a point of interest lately. So I would like us to go ahead and maybe have a workshop next time. We'll table it this time, we'll set up a workshop, discuss it in depth. Is that?
Yeah, and another point is I think what brought this about was when the timing issue will be. And the budget didn't have to wait until we had another meeting to get it approved and things needed to move faster than that. We can always have a call meeting, if we need to move things on faster, like we did for Commissioner Holden the other day. To get this road project approved, so. That is awesome.
And I do believe that we're gonna see call meetings more often when the new 3 business days, 72 hours statute hits. I think we're gonna see a lot of call meetings, unfortunately, just because of the time.
September 1, the purchasing limit goes up to 100,000, so
And that is-
it'll be needing amended anyway at that time.
Right. So if we hold this workshop next Commissioners Court, and can we amend it to 100,000 in preparation, or do we have to do it again?
We didn't have to be
Not
effective.
again. Or we can make it effective September.
There you go.
Yes, I should ask. Okay. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and table that. Make a workshop out of it. All right, number 17, discuss and or action on bids received for the 2006 F-150. VIN number ending in 2157 for Hill County Commissioners Court Precinct number 1.
Make a motion, we accept the bid from Christopher Barnes for $1,651. This was published in the paper for 3 weeks, and this is the only bid we received. So I'll make a motion to accept it.
Okay, I have a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I do have a question.
Yes,
Who's sending me the money for this?
Christopher Barnes.
We need some invoice.
We need to, he's left a telephone number on here.
I'll get with you and Susan. How that's going to unfold.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I've got a copy.
Number 18, public hearing on cancellation of the M Monta subdivision in Hill County. Is anybody here for a public hearing on that cancellation of said subdivision?
Oh, background.
Anybody online?
What's the
Just,
the backstory?
We're ready to get there. Well,
Just
close the public hearing, number 19,
Sorry.
discussion and or take action on canceling the entirety of the subdivision. Go ahead.
So we received this paper, which I promise Thursday, this is outside of my phone. We received a request from the surveyor to cancel a road or a portion of a road that doesn't exist in the middle of pasture. Apparently there's a real estate deal going through with regard to this. They asked us to cancel that road. I went down and studied this subdivision plat. It was filed in 1896. I had solicited the help of County Clerk Nicole Tanner to help me try to identify property owners. Way we can overlay the plat with our current like appraisal map. We couldn't really figure it out. It has been advertised as required by law for 3 consecutive editions of the Reporter newspaper. I just felt like it would be easier to cancel the entire subdivision. I looked at several deeds around where this piece of property is. They've all converted their legal descriptions to these amounts. Surveys that they've had performed. It's not, they're not selling these by block number in the subdivision anymore. So I would recommend that we cancel the informal subdivision. Because it really makes sense at this point.
The proposal district doesn't even have this subdivision listed as it's not even a named subdivision. In their system. I don't know what I have to do.
I'll make a motion, please.
Second.
Motion second, any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Number 21, discussion and or action on minor plat for Montgomery Meadows Phase 1. All right, so this is.
That one's mine, isn't it?
Yep.
County Road 2302.
Yes, sir, north, yes, sir.
Yeah, it's a piece of property that the people had sold in their property. And there is, I guess they're selling them the land and access to them. That's what I think. That's just last that day. And I'm making a motion to approve it.
Second. A second. Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed?
See two.
Which one was the one? All right, discuss interaction on minor plat for Trojan Estates subdivision. This one's.
That's the one that's on 2114.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's the one that I don't really, it didn't have anything to do with the county road. It's on the market, so
Yes,
the state was there for that one.
and they didn't have any objections that I recall.
I'm gonna make a motion to approve it.
I have a motion to second, any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Yeah.
Opposed? Still. Discuss interaction on preliminary plat on the Smith edition. Smith edition is. County Road 1424, this is gonna be yours, yes, no. And this is a preliminary plat.
That's what we looked at and waived this.
Yes. Did right away.
Make a motion to accept.
We have a motion.
Second.
And a second, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? All right, I'm gonna move to 25. We need to take a quick recess before we go into budget workshops. Yes, we do. All right. We're gonna take a quick,
Did you do Southern?
oh, I'm sorry, there's gonna be no action on Southern, they weren't able to get all their documents and all time. Take a 10-minute recess real quick.
Our flood buckets are quick before.
Oh, yeah.
These are what we're collecting, this is an assembled lead bucket, I'll put it over here on the table. So, we have 6 that are almost complete, plus we had some things down in the basement. But these, this is an example of the N95 mask, the list was updated a little bit, so. I think everyone has the correct thing. These were the cleaning pad, clothespins, trash bags, heavy duty trash bags. People wonder what handy wipes, that was the old thing, but I guess they're not terry, but they're they can be reused and I'm sure to prevent mold and so forth, material. Clothespins. Insect repellent. Gloves. You know, your laundry gloves and then your work gloves.
I can't imagine mosquito.
I think really. If this one has Dawn, Mr. Clean. Whatever, some laundry detergent. Anyway, we're gonna put this one down in the basement for a complete one. A few people have brought some things that aren't specifically on the list, or I don't know. What, I'll maybe leave them for to retrieve them, we can't. You know, they take these, if you, for storage purposes. The churches, you know, they have them with the lid and they stack them, so they have to fit their description. But anyway,
How many of those do you have to see?
we're just trying to get together what we want, but if someone wants to, like, if there's a few items that we just need to fill them up, if y'all want to get those, if you want to just let me know that you want to be one of those people, then I can tell you this is what I need to finish, you know, out X number of buckets.
Do we have 10 of those? Do we have 20 of those? Do we have?
So I have 6 buckets that are 99% complete, plus I have some extra ones, so I think we'll have 10 or 11 to see them.
If someone wanted to just give money and let somebody else do the shopping, is that an option?
That is, I'd probably just let you make it out to the church or something.
Okay.
And do it. I don't want to really be personally involved, but.
I understand.
But the church is willing to, the two different churches I'm working with are willing to do that as well, so.
Responsible for this.
Good.
Yeah, David's church here in town, that's where ours will ultimately go to.
We've already sent 100 buckets to San Saba, and when I was at the church for a meeting last night, I think we have another 153 to put in storage. So.
It's important to have them on hand when the disaster hits so that they can be immediately.
All right. Well, let's go on recess right now.